Hey there, Mr. Terry here, high school history teacher. Welcome back to another History Teacher X video. All right, we're back with another Habitual Linecrosser video to check out. And you guys have been recommending him a lot to me, but he puts out so much content, it's hard to keep up with all of them. So I'm going to try my best as long as you guys want to keep seeing me react and comment on this stuff. Our original video link is down below. Please support them. He's been a great friend of the channel. Now, this video is called Chernobyl 2.0, but I've kind of noticed that the titles sometimes don't fit the script, so it's usually a total surprise with me so far I've found with these videos, and that's totally cool. All right, let's get started. All right, you guys, and actually Ethan himself, have been informing me a little bit more about like the lore. I forget some of the characters' names, like the old bomber guy and stuff, but like I'm slowly, I think, trying to get caught up. So you can continue to help me with that, so I can figure out all these funny characters.
All right, everybody relax.
He's got the Gulf of America. I figured he'd put that in there. He's got that down. No more Gulf of Mexico. Sorry, y'all.
Grenade found in San Diego airport.
Oh, that's right.
This happens. We'll
Just
take
happens.
care of it. A grenade. How does that even happen?
I was actually about to pause and ask that.
Grenades weren't even around when your country had a war.
Wait, what?
Like in its own country. What the fuck are you doing over there? Hey, it happens. Unexploded ordnance is like all over me.
Just so you know, everyone else that's not in the United States, we just routinely have like belts with grenades on them. Do you not? Like, that'd be weird not to carry a grenade around.
It's kind of weird saying that as a country, but yeah, it's like part of the reason I can't move any of my military bases, because the years and money it would take to move some of the impact zones, oh god, it'd be astronomical. And then I don't even know if anyone could even live there, if it'd ever be safe again. So, but I'm not the only one. Poland had a grenade fuck up. What I want to know is why everybody out there will say that we're going to send you this gift, but you can't use it. I mean, the police chief had to test that the grenade launcher worked. I mean, that's just logic.
It was an actual grenade launcher?
I don't know about you guys, but that sounds like pretty fucking sound logic to me. Wait a minute.
I forgot his name again.
Glassing Hamas at like noon on Saturday? We don't have all the hostages back. What the hell, Uncle Sam? What happened?
Look, as much as I wanted to, let slip the dogs of war, so to speak.
Oh, gosh.
We're backing up Israel in this one. And if they say it's okay that they trickle out a couple at a time to keep the ceasefire going, it's not my place to just invade for once. So what you're...
It is going to be interesting seeing, again, the historical context and what's going to be happening. We have a new administration, right? That's obviously very, very pro-Israel, and has been talking about taking over Gaza, like literally. We have a couple million people that are displaced. I don't know what's going to happen to them. They're not really a clear plan, but talking about it being like a Mediterranean Riviera and all this stuff. It looks very different, I think, in reality than just these ideas being thrown out. All right, what's Iran up to?
Just invade. For once. So what you're saying, America, is just like the little lapdog you are, you bent the knee.
Yeah, of course it's bent. I'm just rearing back to kick you right in the goat impregnator, you son of a bitch.
Oh, I'm getting really tired of these.
It's like the old, okay, Ethan even told me what the old guy bomber names is. He just wants to blow up stuff. It seems like he's going after all the old foes of the United States. I mean, Iran still kind of is, but go back to the Iranian Revolution and the Mossadegh overthrow and the reinstalling of the Shah and all that stuff to know the deeper history there. But, with the conflicts Iran and the United States has had, they've never really directly gone after each other, except for that whole, don't touch my boat situation with Iran. If you know what I'm talking about, great video from Fat Electrician. I covered that and gave a lot of context with the U.S.-Iran history and relationship.
These politics, but I'm getting really tired of these politics. But Iran,
aren't we all? Aren't you everybody? I mean,
the country of Iraq, your neighbor.
Yeah, long time
I
enemy.
toppled them in 22 days in 2003.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. Went in there. I mean, the power vacuum comes, but yes, go in. Saddam Hussein be captured, be executed. But yeah, militarily just kind of walked in. And then similarly with, well, they fought in Kuwait in the first Gulf War, but similar, just total uneven battle.
So I did some math.
Okay.
I could take Gaza in more or less 26 minutes. Und Gott,
I mean, essentially what that'd be would, well, I guess it's what's happening now. It would be, I guess, indiscriminate bombing, which has largely, happened. But yeah, I mean, as far as a traditional military force, the United States can do technology there, but, still mostly kind of proxy war things. So the United States has largely done things, except for a handful of situations. A lot more proxy wars than direct wars there. That's the Cold War legacy, right? All right, what's Germany got to say?
Gaza in more or less 26 minutes. Und God damn it! Now I'm having terrorist attacks in my country. Everybody, I had a solution for this a long time ago, yeah?
Oh, gosh.
But you all told me, wrong idea.
This was a perfect pause spot. Look at his face. Okay, Germany, y'all, I mean, I know you had your plan, but that thing went way too far. I mean, I think we've all agreed upon that, right? Even you guys now.
I don't even know if I want to touch that one. Okay, then I will.
Oh, God.
As long as the enemy hides among women and children to get across borders and get into other countries just so that they can spread their propaganda, their lies, and recruit new idiots, we must treat everything coming across our border as a potential threat.
All right. Poland, if any country that can back that up and be justified in saying that, is absolutely legitimate. Look at the whole history of Poland. I'm not even talking about the easy stuff between, World War I, World War II, when they just get invaded by both sides all the time. Go way back in Polish history. Being in that part of Europe has always been the, right in that middle point between German Empire and Russian empires, these just bigger empires. We just should have kept the Polish-Lithuanian Commonwealth. I mean, that was kind of peak Poland, right?
It's not my fault. Tell them to stop hiding, and then people will get asylum in my country. But until then, no.
I don't really know if I'm using this word right, but based, Poland. Fucking based.
And what the bloody hell is going on in South Africa?
Based Poland.
Your country
All
and
right.
them.
You know how we have Poland ball? Someone tell Drew Durnall this, but based Poland ball is, I think, the next one to make. All right, what's going on here?
What the hell is going on in South Africa?
Okay.
Your country and them. I probably worked on this accent for about 3 hours.
Yeah, it's not South Africa. That's
just
not
go
Africa.
ahead and
South
explain
Africa.
this in your
Elon Musk.
voice.
Think Elon Musk.
Fuck, it's like Dutch and Australian at the same time.
It is kind of,
Yeah,
it
so
kind of is.
From
That's
what I
actually pretty good.
understand, Elon Musk thinks that white farmers are being mistreated and there's a genocide of them down there. But the whole thing is President Trump threatened to cut off funding from South Africa. The South African president and President Trump, had a conversation and now everything is, I guess, hunky-dory. I don't...
Oh my gosh. Does the government need a history on South Africa? Do they know what went on in South Africa for the last, let's say, 400 years of European colonialism? The Dutch coming in, the Boers, and then fighting off the British and all this stuff, all while indigenous South Africans have been the second class for so long. Apartheid doesn't end till like the freaking 90s, and yeah, can we open a history book, y'all?
I don't really know what's going on. It's a little confusing. Frankly, I don't know what the U.S. gets from giving funding to anybody. It's bloody awful.
Well, actually, if you want to hear about this, where the arguments are coming now, because that's the big thing now, right? U.S. pulling out all this funding and is to keep global influence. And it's kind of being talked now that the more the United States does pull out of their foreign aid and potential, if you want to pull out of military bases, like he was saying, out of alliances and stuff like that, that it ends up creating an influence vacuum that will be filled right now by probably China or Russia in that sense. And that argument I'm hearing a lot more now as the counter to some of the isolationism that's really what has ended up happening with when isolationism happens in the United States is world wars break out. But at the same time, you totally understand the thing where like, okay, can't the world like figure itself out and keep some safety and stability without the United States having to poke their nose in all of these places? And you'd like to think so. Foreign policy with the United States ever since the end of World War II, with basically Truman Doctrine, has said, and you can kind of ask yourself if you agree with this, that the world requires the United States to almost be like the influence in the world. Otherwise, extremist regimes are going to take over the planet, I guess. So I don't know. It's like this weird situation. I don't know where you guys think about that, but
the World Bank, isn't to anybody. It's bloody awful being the World Bank, isn't
influence.
Isn't it? Shit. Trust me, I would rather not do it. But the tactical implications associated with not paying to keep the world kind of chilled out are far worse. Like every time I go into ice.
Where is that line? Oh, you might be talking about what I just said. Where is that line? What does the United States need to put in to help the world chill out? How much can they stay out? Because you know what sucks about all that? It's all based on hypotheticals. Now, there is some historical context about what's happened with when the United States goes isolationist, but it still doesn't necessarily dictate the future. So it's like when you're based things on hypotheticals, how do you actually answer that when it comes to United States foreign influence across the world? Okay, let's see what he was about to say here. I'm going to go back 10 seconds.
But the tactical implications associated with not paying to keep the world kind of chilled out are far worse. Like every time I go into isolationism, a fucking world war breaks out. And I'm trying to save as many lives as I can here. That involves throwing money at the goddamn problem. And I wish that wasn't the case.
I think they like summed up. If you have been wondering, by the way, about why the United States has felt it has a role, especially again, since the Cold War, of having this kind of foothold all across the planet and involved in so many things. That pretty much summed it up right there. That's been the thought. If you didn't know, if you're not from the United States or you're just learning history right now, that has been the common thing about policy. Again, starting with Truman, really. So, I mean, this is actually kind of a really profound statement here by Ethan. Check this out again.
Every time I go into isolationism, a fucking world war breaks out. And I'm trying to save as many lives as I can here. That involves throwing money at the goddamn problem. And I wish that wasn't the case.
Now, hold on. We can absolutely not forget the incentive of American capitalism having investments all across the world. And that's essentially what is a lot of this is for, is, you know, all this stuff is supposed to have some kind of protection of capital for United States resources and getting resources and having that kind of economic influence over the war. And why I say that is because you can also see with how many global conflicts there are, you know, the United States will get involved in some, but also completely ignore others. And what you will find consistently with those ones, when the United States is involved, there's an economic incentive of some kind, whether it's natural resources, trade routes or something, but ignore other places, other genocides and civil wars that you might find in countries that don't have as much economic value. And that's something that does need to be taken into account when we're talking about why the United States does this.
You could always throw something else at the problem.
Okay, why is his voice like that?
I'm so very hungry.
I do not know the lore of that guy.
I will bring
Who's
great
this?
honor to the people of Japan.
Oh, it's Japan. Why is it like that?
That's an F-35, but it doesn't sound like me. Yeah, that was the first domestically produced F-35. So Japan blessed it.
Wait, what?
Lore's getting deep, man. You may have to do like a Cliff Notes video or something.
Okay, I need this. Is there a video, Ethan? Or actually, I don't want to bother him. I need fans to give me can you give me like a 2-minute TLDR lore catch up for me? I need it. It's like he's speaking to me right now.
You know, I've been blessed a couple of times too, and they said something that I took to heart.
What's he
but
talking
fuck
about?
me and getting my daily bread.
So the jumping back to it,
So
the
weird.
possibly cutting off aid to South Africa had nothing to do with Doge and everything to do with
course it
Elon
did.
Musk. Yeah, but Doge has they've been busy too as well. Actually, Greece just asked for them to look into the funding they were supposed to receive because they only got like a fraction of it. It's been kind of crazy, man.
You're not getting your money,
Oh, man, I can't wait till they get to the DOD. No more $700 fucking computer mice, $2,000 staplers, $55 pencils. Oh, it's gonna be
We overspend on bull crap like that. That is actually
as it turns out
totally
right now,
true.
I mean, you can argue however much you want, but I think that the American taxpayer kind of deserves to know where their money's going.
That's fair.
Good and bad. Now,
That's
naturally, anybody who's an American naturally has, skin in the game. So it's going to be impossible to find an unbiased. But if we do it this time, and then maybe somebody from the political opposition does it another time, we can solve this problem once and for all.
Wait, you're not cutting my fucking funding, are you? I still got those J upgrades coming.
No, you're done.
Buff, you've been around so long and we've spent so much money on your program that every time...
internal funding for the military is not going anywhere. It's going to be the foreign military aid, don't you think?
It's coming.
Buff, you've been around so long and we've spent so much money on your program that every time there's a new budget that is published, before they write anything else in, your name is printed in slot number 1.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, but part of my budget, it better be chicken nuggets for the kid in Franklin.
What can I say?
It's the last thing that's going.
The man gets me.
Mostly we're just cutting funding to, like, people we don't get along with. Like,
Well, I don't know. That's not even the case. Is it? Like, so much funding is going to historic allies that is now being pulled right now. I mean, literally, like Ukraine gave up their nukes because the United States wanted them to, but it was in a recognition or with an agreement the United States would help defend, like Ukraine. And that seems to have been kind of overlooked, or at least finding kind of like the loopholes with it, I guess you would say. But yeah, a lot of that funding. NATO, of course, just in general.
$1 million on Sesame Street for Iraq.
Oh, man, I gotta find that shit dubbed in English. Can you count the goats? 1, 2, Ooh, we should have done like an Iraqi Dora the Explorer. Can you spot the IED? I'm sorry, that's fucked up, but it's funny as hell.
Oh, gosh.
I was going to move on to the next story, but I know Buff has more. Go ahead.
Okay.
We should also done like Iraqi Blues Clues. We just got a letter. Wonder who it's from. Open the door, tomahawk missile.
You're supposed to blow everything up.
Maybe we should keep funding that. Anyways, Russia. Like, this is the serious part.
For real.
Why did a kamikaze drone crash into the nuclear reactor at Chernobyl? It was Ukraine. It was Russia. It was bullshit. I don't care.
This is all what's happening. Can we please leave Chernobyl alone? Okay? Can we just forget about it, please? It was back in the 80s. It was a massive disaster. Could have destroyed Europe, honestly. The place is going to be radioactive for 50,000 years. Stay away. It is dangerous. It's off limits. No. Everybody, just no. Can that be enforced somehow, please?
Care who
Scares
it was.
me.
Don't let that shit happen again.
Yes.
God damn, man.
Exactly.
Fuck, you guys can't just have your little problems without possibly trying to end the planet?
For real.
You're one to talk. You dropped 2 atomic weapons on people in Japan.
Yeah.
Oh, this is why we make fun of your nuclear program. In an atomic blast, all of the nuclear material, which is the fuel source, is more or less vaporized as long as it's, blown up high enough in the air. Some of it'll stay on the ground, residual here and there, but people both live in Hiroshima and Nagasaki.
Chernobyl still...
The difference between that and a meltdown
still
is your
doing it.
meltdown was burning and spewing nuclear radioactive material into the fucking atmosphere, which is why no one's going to be able to live there ever again.
It released way more because they took so much time to like put out the radioactivity there. It was putting out, like, from what I understand, right, way more radiation than the atomic bombs did, until they finally like clear it up. I mean, was it like once every hour or something? Maybe they would put out that kind of radiation. It is extreme, and the problem is it's still going on, right? That's why they have to change the dome, structure over it like every 100 years, because that thing is going to be spewing out radioactivity. Didn't they say for like 50,000 years? Like, it's nuts, man. Nothing compares, right?
The serial number on that drone we launched over a year ago. So obviously they got a hold of it and threw it at the reactor in a false flag
It's
attempt.
like you can't believe anything that happens in war.
That is such bullshit.
Yeah.
I literally haven't used any of your drones that have fallen out of the sky because they're giant piles of crap to do anything else. That thing about the...
Hope you guys understand. immediate war news is some of the most unreliable news that there can be. And what's scary is we can react to things that aren't true about what happens in wars in a way that can be so rash and like non-calculated and can be so bad. You have to like take every piece of war news with skepticism. You have to. It sucks that you have to like, investigate and like wait to make decisions on things when it comes to war, because it's literally life or death, right? But yes, it's so unreliable.
Serial number is not corroborated by piles of crap to do anything else. That thing about the serial number is not corroborated by any official source. However, it is running wild through Russian Twitter and Telegram.
Of course.
So figured I would bring that up. Look, I don't really know who was responsible for it. At least the public doesn't know who's responsible for it. I guarantee I know exactly where that fucking drone came from. Realistically, what likely happened was Russia fired it, Ukraine jammed it, Russia lost control of it, and then it crashed into the fucking reactor.
That's fair. But it also seems so random. The reactor is not that big, especially it is big, but like for an accidental landing there. They just need to not be flying drones. There needs to be a no-fly zone, okay, over there. Now, the Chernobyl plant is right where it's in kind of northern Ukraine, very, very close to Belarus.
Can y'all just like put like a keep-out zone around that reactor for a little while? Like just not start any shit around the potential end of the world? I don't know why we would listen to you. You keep your
It's amazing
nose
how
out
much
of
he and
my
I
special
think about
military operation to free
We
Ukraine
think the same.
from Nazi control.
Right.
You
That
all
was
keep
the whole
fucking
thing
around.
too, right? We're freeing
I'm
them
gonna
from
find a
Nazis.
reason to get involved. And neither of you want me directly involved.
No, not anymore.
Big talk for a country that doesn't even have a hypersonic missile.
Okay.
Talking about yourself there? Because everything you claimed was hypersonic has been shot down, with the exception of the Reshnik, but Patriot wasn't really designed for that threat. That's more of a THAAD, Aegis, GMD type, threat there. But, in the meantime, I have announced, so the whole world can hear this, especially West Taiwan.
China's West Taiwan.
Well, the hypersonic thing, we kind of got it all ironed out. So,
lucky. I guess they're lucky that YouTube is banned in China.
Well, the hypersonic thing, we kind of got it all ironed out. So after we're done with NGAD, Next Generation Air Dominance, which is potentially the replacement for the kid.
Oh, good. Then you can lock him inside the hangar and let me the fuck out.
Honestly?
Who is this character?
Pretty likely.
I'm so confused. I have so many
the
questions.
F-15 got around a whole lot more after, you became a thing. So that's fair. But our next project after that, we're going to be pursuing a hypersonic bomber.
Dang.
Because America.
Exactly.
I may have not heard you correctly. Did you say you're pursuing a new bomber?
Yes, Buff, but this is
getting replaced,
years,
Buff.
decades down the road. Well, decade-ish down the road.
Fine, but if he comes for my title, he better come correct. I'm talking better be cheaper, faster, and better in every fucking way, because I promise you, if you mothball me and throw me in the fucking boneyard, about 2 centuries later, when those things stop working, you're gonna come back and I'm gonna be like, well, look who the fuck it is.
All right, final thoughts. All right, it's amazing how he can take these current events and make like a funny soap opera out of it by developing these characters. It really is impressive what he's able to do. I'm hoping like me commenting on these, it could be useful in a way that I can add the historical context behind a lot of these kind of like events. I feel like that could be a good companion where he brings up the current events here, and I might be able to talk about the history, some of that behind it in a way that doesn't break up the humor of it. I'm trying to find my place in my role in making this a like recurring theme on my channel here. So I don't know. Let me know how it's going. All right. Again, original video link is down below. Make sure you are supporting that. Sub over there. And hopefully this video earns your like. And if you subscribe, that is awesome too. And with that, we'll see y'all next time. Bye.